My name is Ben. So my native name is Latinwo Olugbenga, and so I know many of you might not be able to pronounce that. Anyway, I come from a company called Steamledge Limited, which is a company, edtech company based in Nigeria, education and technology company. And our slogan has always been this: we do not think outside the box. There is simply no box. Um, yeah, so we teach how to think creatively in kids. So basically, I will just quickly take you down why the company started as Steamledge Limited. So Steamledge is gotten from science, technology, engineering, arts, digital art, and mathematics. Then the ledge comes from knowledge, LEDG. Yeah. So my journey started co-founding the company. While I was in primary school, we did not have access to technology tools, technology education. My colleague also passed through the same thing in primary, in secondary school. I came to know about breadboards, Arduino boards when I got to the university. I came across programming when I got into the university, and that's late access. And um, what we tend to do was, if I experienced that, and my colleague also experienced that, it means like we are not open to access to opportunities around the world. It limits us. And from then on, we started thinking, if this happened to us, how are we going to solve this big challenge? So we engage kids to be creators of technology and not consumers of it. So basically, from what you see, the future, 65% of children entering primary school today will end up working in completely new job types. You have AI, you have a whole lot of robotics and all of that. How are we going to solve this? How am I going to ensure that my nephew, my nieces, families that go to primary school, families that go to low-income schools, middle schools, can also have access to, of course, you have a whole lot of gadgets that are expensive, but how do they get access to this same expensive and give them equality, to the same thing other big schools have? Yeah, so we faced a lot of challenges that we identified, from late or no access to technology education for kids, low internet penetration. I had a discussion with one of the Microsoft guys today, and most of the gadgets are basically online. We have schools that don't have computers, we have schools that don't have internet access, and how do we solve this? Because we believe that if there is a challenge, then there is always an opportunity to improve the situation. No complaints. Inadequate technology skill set of teachers. So we started thinking, why don't we, instead of taking up a job, why don't we start skilling up people, skilling up teachers in public schools, in private schools? Why don't we start building capacity for kids early on so that they can have those opportunities we don't have? And instead of being selfish and skilling up and keeping it down to ourselves, we can also create people that can take up global opportunities. So you can see we went into school partnerships with private schools. We started with private schools, and we came up with a curriculum called Creative Computing. So it's a project-based learning where kids learn about robotics, fun electronics, 3D animation, 2D animation, and so on. And, at some point, we also encountered challenges in schools where there are just few computers. You see some of the pictures. And what we came up with was, okay, can't we get computers? The company can get computers, take it into schools once a week, because we go into schools once a week to teach the creative computing as a subject. And so by the time a child gets into primary one, and graduates by primary 6, he has already taken basic courses in fun electronics, robotics, programming, 2D, 3D animation. So by the time he gets to secondary school, we also have the secondary creative computing. He can continue our program in our partner schools. By the time he graduates in secondary and goes to the university, he's prepared to take up more opportunities. And that's how we came about this. So also we went ahead to adopt offline softwares that can work offline, so that they have more access. Creation of mobile classroom devices for rural area. That's a project that is going on with the company. Also, we created tech hubs in partner schools as well, where we throw challenges to them to go and think and creatively of a solution to community problems. And also mentorship as well. Yeah, so I've talked about this. So this is what the curriculum looks like. We use different tools that suit local problems we have. And so these are just a few pictures of different primary and secondary schools. We have been in 10 partner schools now within 2 years. We've impacted 7,500 students. And as I'm talking to you, term in, term out, we have 2,000 student enrollment across schools that takes it continuously. So looking forward, we hope to reach also there are rural government schools that don't even have anything, and we hope to reach out to those schools through some products we are building that will be seamless to reach out to them. We call it the Alon Fasa. We have 69% of 10.5 million out-of-school children in Nigeria, and we hope to solve this problem by, of course, identifying problems peculiar to those areas. So I'll end this presentation, put this in your mind. There is no box. There's simply no box. If you say there's a box, that means you're still limiting yourself. We think creatively and we think endlessly. So you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, @TeamLedge. Yeah, thank you very much.